Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ruthie and I'm getting ready to make chocolate mousse parfaits. This is an easy recipe, fun for the kids, and I'm sure you actually have the ingredients on hand. So these are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need 12 ounces of cream cheese, about 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 to 1.5 cups of Cool Whip, cocoa butter about 2 tablespoons, and a pinch of salt, so that way it can help with the sweetness of it. And then 1 package of graham crackers. And the graham crackers you get, I think there's 4 packages inside of a box of graham crackers. All you need is just 1 graham cracker, one of the packages, and you're going to, you'll see in the video, we're going to crush it up finely. So the first thing I'm going to do, your cream cheese does have to be softened, so what I did, I left it out for a couple hours so it can get soft. I'm putting it into a mixing bowl, and then I'm going to add in the Cool Whip. And at first I'm adding in about a cup. And you'll see that. And I'm going to start mixing it soon, and I do add in more later on. So, but it's to your preference, so if you don't want extra Cool Whip, you could just leave it at the 1 cup. If I would have had chocolate syrup, the kind you would put on your ice cream, I would have definitely put this in this to help it thin it out a little bit, because I found the consistency for this to be a little bit thicker than what I wanted it to be. But again, mousses are kind of on the thicker side than the thin side, but this came out spectacular. So there I'm adding in a cup of powdered sugar, and then I'm going to start giving this a mix. And you can mix it by hand, or I had a hand mixer, and whenever I can I try to use my kitchen tools because that's what they're there for. And it saves a lot of energy on your arm. And this took me roughly maybe 10 minutes to put together, if that. So super easy, and you can have your kids help you. They would love to make this, you know, make it a day and let them do what they want with it. It's a really easy recipe. You can also add fruit, fresh fruit on top if you want to top it with fresh fruit. So here I'm mixing the powdered sugar and the cream cheese together. I did not add vanilla because I didn't think it needed vanilla, and I didn't want it to take away from the chocolate flavor. So I didn't add vanilla, but if you want to add vanilla, go ahead and add vanilla, and probably maybe a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon to maybe a teaspoon of vanilla. Here I'm adding in the cocoa powder. And at first I did 1 tablespoon, and then I mixed it well, and then I tasted it because I want to make sure that it gave me that chocolate flavor I wanted. And I found out it did not. It was a very slight chocolate flavor, so I added another tablespoon in, and then I got the correct flavor that I wanted from the cocoa powder. Like I said, this takes about 10 minutes to make. It's so easy. And the kids would love to lick the batter off of the whipper spoons right there. I had my daughter saying that she's a chocolate lover. She just couldn't wait for me to get done with this recipe so I can give her the paddles to lick. Here I'm adding the second tablespoon because yes, it did need, for my flavor, it needed 2 tablespoons in order for it to taste and give me that chocolate flavor that I was looking for. And I'm adding about a half a cup more of the whipped cream because the consistency was a little bit thicker and I wanted it to thin just a little bit more. Like I said, if I had the actual chocolate syrup that you put on ice cream, that would have been perfect in this, but I did not have none, so I just worked with what I got. And it takes less than 10 minutes. Whip, 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 and we're going to be done in a second. And you see my counter, of course, has splattered some cocoa powder on the counter. When you're cooking, there's nothing. Always have to have a mess when you're cooking. That's, you know, that's when you know you're cooking for real. So this batter is done. And my bright idea was, let me add some chocolate chips too for a surprise in the middle. So I had some milk chocolate chips, and I just add a little bit, maybe 1/4 of a cup. You can add as much as you want. And I do end up topping it with the chocolate chips as well, because why not? It's chocolate. If you are a chocolate lover, you would definitely like this. And you don't have to make a parfait out of this. You can do whatever you want with it. Just leave it as mousse. You don't need to do what I'm doing here. But this is a basis for what you want to do with the mousse. And the mousse is very easy to make. So here's the graham crackers that I had. I think you get 4 packs in a box. So I'm just taking the 1 pack because that's all you need. You really don't even need a full pack. And you're just going to stick it, you know, Ziploc, or you can put this in a food processor, which I should have done, but I just didn't feel like cleaning my food processor for some graham crackers. But if you have any aggressions, this will help you take out your aggressions at this time. And I was going to try to crack this by hand and break them, but that wasn't really working fast enough for me. So I ended up trying to find a utensil to help me crack it, or to smash it and crush it better. And I found my mallet, which you'll see shortly. And you don't have to do it finely. You can actually leave, which is what I did. I didn't do it finely. I left a little, like little chunks of the graham cracker, which is, it's like a nice cookie treat in the mousse. And then I'm just gonna whack it until it's completely to the liking of, to the crush that I want it to be. And like I said, you could definitely put this in a food processor. I just didn't feel like doing it. And it probably would have been much easier in the food process than what I'm doing right now, truthfully. So maybe next time if I decide to do this, I will use the food processor. Because a few zips, it would have been completely done. But if you have any anger or aggressions for the day, this is a great way to take them out without doing any harm to anybody or anything. Because you're cooking, and cooking is fun. So I'm almost done getting them to the consistency I want. I didn't want huge chunks, but little chunks were fine. So I'm just making sure I don't have too much of big chunks in it, that's all. And I'm going through it, keep shaking the bag just to make sure that I'm seeing everything correctly, so that way I am not leaving too big of chunks in there. So now, and I did buy some small parfait cups from the Dollar Tree for this. I did have some previously, but they were colored cups, and I didn't think you could see the parfait good enough, so I found these ones that were clear at Dollar Tree. So there were 12 in a pack. I only needed 6. So these are great. This is perfect single serving size. Like I said, the kids would love to make this. And just, you don't even have to put the graham cracker, but you just put the mousse, and you could put maybe some berries on top. You don't have to put the chocolate chips. You could put berries on top. You could put bananas with this. Whatever your heart desires. This is a very versatile recipe, and it's fun, especially for the kids. This is very fun. You get a little bit of sweet, and then, you know, you're good for your sweet tooth if you have a sweet tooth. And the chocolate flavor is really good at this. So if you like chocolate, this is great for you. So now I'm just going to put in the graham crackers at the bottom. I should have actually used my hands instead of the spoon, because the spoon was actually starting to make a mess, which I don't like really. I try not to make messes in the kitchen, but I'm doing the spoon and just putting a tablespoon at the bottom, because you don't need too much. These are small parfait cups. I'm just going to put a spoon at the bottom, and then next I will be putting the mousse on top of it. And the mousse gave me a little bit of a hard time. You're going to see it did give me a little bit of a hard time as I was spooning it out. So I did a couple on camera, and then I just finished it off camera because it was giving me a hard time, and I don't know why it was giving me a hard time. It could just been me. I was not having a great time with this mousse for some reason. Just didn't like me. Or I wasn't using the correct utensils. That could have been it too. But this is super easy. 1, 2, 3. You see they're in the thing. And here is where all the mousse is. And it did make six little containers like this. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some chocolate chip on top. And my daughter was the first one to try these, and she said they came out great. You know, it's not too much of a dessert, but it's perfect amount. So again, like I said, this is great for the kids. If you want to give them something, but you don't want to give them too much, this is perfect for it. And you can control your sugar in it as well. I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.